Rock on, rock on. My name is Ben Cool. I'm a sports analyst and the host of BC-60. Today I'm interviewing Mark Neely, the gnarly play-by-play ESPN announcer. Thanks for coming.
Anytime, Ben. Gnarly. I don't mind that. That's the first time I've been called that, but I kind of like it. That's cool.
Thank you. I'm excited for the conversation ahead. I appreciate
Me
you
too.
taking the time to join me on your busy schedule.
Appreciate that. Anytime, man. Fire away.
How did you get into this field of work?
How I got into sportscasting. I went to school at a university, got a journalism degree, and started that way. But really, it all harks back to, like most broadcasters, when you finally figure out that you're not good enough to continue to play the sport you want to play, be it at a collegiate or professional level, you want to stick around it. A lot of times, getting into broadcasting is that route, and that was it for me. After high school, was like, you know what? I'm not good enough to play in college even. So let me get into broadcasting, and it started from that and just kept on going.
I broadcast for the Yankees.
Yeah, those are that's a big deal, man. You have quite a few accomplishments of your own.
Thank you. What's your favorite memory so far from working with the Padres?
Yeah, my time with the Padres, which I've been back exclusively at ESPN for a while, but quite frankly, the 3 year span that I did games with the Padres, unlike nowadays, team was not all that great, with the exception of 1 year in 2010, where we were close to making the postseason, came down to the last game against the Giants in San Francisco and lost that game and didn't get in. But a lot of great players, a lot of great memories from my time with the Padres, and I'm very happy for San Diego and the Padre fans. They deserve kind of franchise that they have right now, which is challenging the Dodgers every year for supremacy in the National League West.
Darling,
Yes.
did you practice for announcements? If so, what does it look like for you?
Do I practice different announcements, you say?
Yes, for announcements.
Uh,
If so, what does it look like for you?
for me, in sports television, the only thing we really rehearse, if I'm understanding the question correctly, the only thing we really rehearse is the open of the program, what we want to talk about, and trying to intrigue fans into staying with the telecast and watching and why they should watch. Everything else, which is the beautiful thing about sports, is you don't know what's going to happen from moment to moment. And it's impromptu and it just has to be off the top of your head. And that's what really good play by play is. It's just being ready for that moment, and when the really big moments happen, to be able to put a really good stamp on it.
Darling,
Yes.
do you have a, do you have a favorite piece of advice to give?
For people that want to get into this business, I presume.
Yes.
Yeah, I would. There's everybody's path is different. My path came through a lot of minor league baseball because my initial goal when I got out of school was to become the play-by-play voice of a major league team, which I was able to do with the Padres. So everybody's route is going to be different. But I would say just generically is to get as many repetitions as you can, especially from a play-by-play standpoint. Just whatever sport it is, never say no. Just if somebody says, "Hey, can you do a soccer game or a basketball game or baseball, whatever it is, do it and get the experience and the repetitions because you only get better more and more you do it."
Awesome. What has been your favorite game to call?
A lot of great games around different sports. I would say the most intriguing night I was ever a part of was the last day of the 2011 Major League Baseball season when a lot of crazy things happened on that final night. I was calling the game for ESPN, the Cardinals, St. Louis at Houston, which St. Louis needed to win to get into the postseason, or at least give them a chance to get into the postseason. And a lot of weird things happened. We had broadcast crews for ESPN at all the big games that were going on that involved the Red Sox and Tampa Bay Rays and the Braves and the Phillies. And the way it all broke down was a really historic night in baseball. ESPN won an Emmy for its coverage of that particular night, and being a part of that night was really cool. I had the Cardinals, as I mentioned, and they wound up being the team that got into the postseason and eventually won the World Series in 2011. So probably that night, but a lot of great games. I'd have to break it down into individual sports, whether it was college football, baseball, basketball, but that one night really stands out.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me for an interview. It was an absolute pleasure to speak with you. Hear your insights, your stories, and perspective are inspiring. I'm grateful for the opportunity to learn from you.
Always cool to get into Ben Cool's world. I'd be happy to come back anytime. Thanks, Ben.
Please come back.
Got it.
Rock on, rock on. That's the end of my show. See you soon, everyone.